Good evening, everyone. Now, I am very sorry if this review is very up late. The reason being is that today I had a lot of procedures going on, like ever since, and if this video gets uploaded very late, I apologize because I had to take care of some studies here and there. All right, please forgive me on that. Anyways, I'm gonna do a review on a new episode of Ore Monogatari. In other words, my love story, which is episode 4, I believe. Anyways, this episode right here was pretty nice and amazing. I actually had some fun times with this. So if anything else, let's go. Okay, at the beginning we have to it that many people are surprised to see Takeo-kun and along with Tsunekawa, while all the girls are like rambling on about him. The boys are like freaking gazing at Takeo like some role model, and I'm thinking in my mind, how awesome is that? That kind of thing. And as the episode progresses on, we see to it that nothing much was really going on. As usual, eating sweets, hanging out at school, and Yamato wanting to have her friends hang out in a single meet, and therefore Takeo decides to invite some boys along, which includes 4, I believe, and then he has Tsunekawa come along, and by that time they all hanged out having fun. The one thing that kind of been bothersome after a couple girls went to the restroom were like smack talking about Rinko Yamato, and Takeo-kun was there and they were smack talking about him, though he didn't care as much. He just stood there like some real mature guy, and I go like, dang dude, you got some real good guts right there. But they actually hurt Yamato very much and she ends up running off, but Takeo just runs out to her and says, hey, everything's okay, no need to worry. I met a lot of good people here and there, And I forgot to mention about Tsunekawa mentioning to Takeo, like, even though they're all friends, not many people are tending to be very nice, that kind of thing. So it's understandable, which makes sense. So even Takeo-kun understood that when he heard the girls smack talking about him. But suddenly there's some crazy fire happening in a restaurant, and Takeo-kun decides to go in and help rescue Yamato's friends. He gotten one friend to safety, but the other he managed to stop the debris from falling on her. And pretty much he says, "Oh, this is over for me." But he all of a sudden his cell phone starts ringing, and he gets a call from Tsunekawa and says, "Yo, man, can you get out here? It's very boring without you if you die." And Rinko Yamato is really screaming out in pain right now, and Yamato therefore was crying out his name, and wanted to go in after him, but Takeo ends up thinking in his mind like, don't cry, girl, please. And later on, he manages to get out of there, but not before he gets like Mr. Darkskin after being consumed up by smoke and flames, But eventually, he is okay in the end. And later on, the girls ends up like saying thank you, and they apologize probably. Well, I don't really think so. But Takeo-kun gave out a nod with a smile, and all the girls got like a freaking bridge effect going after him. And therefore, Yamato Rinko decides to give a more detail to her friends, but they go like, no. We already understand. Congratulations, your boyfriend's super awesome, that's for sure. And Yamato's like, hey, you're not gonna take him away from me, okay? And etc. But they go like heck, we're gonna take him away from you. You kidding me? That kind of thing. And therefore, we have to it that Takeo and Tsunekawa Makoto are just like having fun here and there, and that's about it. So yeah, ends off with Takeo-kun getting a message from Rinko herself, and that's about it. So overall, this episode is pretty nice. We see to it that a theme behind it was pretty much learning from Tsunekawa himself. Like even though they're all friends, they don't tend to be very nice at all. They don't tend to be very nice at the beginning anyway, which is understandable, which is one of the themes I caught in my head. And another theme goes by is like seeing how Takeo-kun being very matured, man. I mean, he literally just rescued the girls even though they were smack talking about him, but he's a cool guy in the end. So anyways, I think that's about it. Expect my next review to come up a little bit late, or very late. Better late than never, but I'll see y'all till then. Alright, I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace out. Bye bye.